Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to subtract polynomials. So it's very important that you understand how many terms you have, what is the name of the polynomial, how to find the degree, the leading coefficient, the constants, and also obviously how to subtract the polynomials. So let's look at this example. And usually when you guys are subtracting polynomials, the polynomial will be inside of parentheses, and you can have 2, 3, 4 different terms. But here I have 3 terms, so this is a trinomial, 6x squared minus x plus 1. And I'm going to subtract another polynomial that also has 3 different terms. So we have a trinomial minus a trinomial. The first thing you have to do when you subtract polynomials, the sign in the middle, the minus, that is subtraction, you need to distribute or multiply this negative times the polynomial on the right side. So you're going to distribute the negative to the parentheses, which means multiplication. So I'm going to take the negative here and I'm going to multiply by the first term, which is a negative 4. Negative times negative, that will be a positive 4. And then you multiply the negative times the next term, which is a positive 2x squared. And that's going to become a negative 2x squared. And the last term, you guys multiply the negative times the positive 8x. And that's going to be a negative 8x. So you guys multiply each single term by negative. The first polynomial, the first parentheses, there's nothing outside, so you're not going to distribute anything in front of the parentheses. You see there's nothing. So I'm not going to change anything to this polynomial. I'm just going to bring it down. And when you do, you guys don't need the parentheses anymore. So you guys bring down the 6x squared, the minus x, and the plus 1. All right, after you distribute the negative to the second polynomial, the second parentheses, now you guys are going to combine like terms. And you guys want to write the answer in standard form, which means you have to start with the highest exponent. So looking at the highest exponent, I'm looking at the variables, and the highest one is a square or a 2. So I do have terms with the square. I'm going to start with those terms, 6x squared, and I'm going to combine the minus 2x squared. Remember, you guys are combining, so you look at the numbers, the coefficients. Careful with the signs. We have a 6 minus a 2. That's going to be a negative 4x squared. So you guys keep the same variable with the same exponent. Then you guys go to the next lowest exponent. So the highest one is 2. So the next lowest one is 1. And I do have an x to the first power. I have the negative x here that has an exponent of 1. And the minus 8x on this side. So you guys combine. And just to refresh your memory, the negative 1x has an invisible, actually negative x has an invisible 1. So this here is a negative 1, and I'm going to combine with the negative 8. When the coefficients, the numbers have the same sign, you add the numbers and keep the sign. So this will be a negative 9x. And the last step is the constants, or the last term is a constant, the number with no variable. So the number with no variable here, the constants, we do have the positive 1 and the positive 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So my answer is this polynomial, negative 4x squared minus 9x plus 5. Now you also need to know the names of the polynomials. So let's go ahead and figure out what is the name. So one of the things we can use is the degree to give a name, and also the number of terms. So here I have a degree of 2, so that's going to be the highest exponent, which is the degree, and it is a quadratic. So quadratic means degree of 2. So I'm going to write that down here so you know, degree of 2. And the number of terms is 1, 2, 3 terms. So when you have a polynomial with 3 terms, it is a trinomial. So you guys can say this is a quadratic trinomial. This is 3 terms. Something else you also need to know is the leading coefficient. So the leading coefficient is the coefficient or the number that has the variable with the highest exponent. So this term squared is the highest exponent, but the leading coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So negative 4. So I'm going to put here leading, and I'm going to put C for coefficient, is negative 4. Now something else that also helps you is to know the constant, and the constant is the last number with no variable. So this number here at the end of the polynomial doesn't have a variable, so I'm going to put constant is positive 5. I misspelled the word constant, so I have to erase, but constant is positive 5. And you guys will later on graph polynomials, so the leading coefficient and the constant will help you guys a lot. But right now we're not graphing, we're actually just subtracting. So like I said, every polynomial has a different name. You guys can use the degree and the trinomial. Keep in mind that if you have 3 terms like this one, it is a trinomial. Tri means 3. 2 terms is binomial. 1 term is monomial. Mono means 1. And degree of 2 is quadratic. Degree of 1 is linear. Degree of 3 is cubic. Degree of 4 is quartic. Degree of 5 is quintic. This concludes my video. If you guys like my videos, you guys can click that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. And the only way you guys can get good at math is by practicing. So make sure you guys practice, and I'll see you guys later.